property now belongs to Negan.
Lyle Wenstrom, your subspace meditator, coming to you on this Walking Dead Season 6 finale eve to record some of my thoughts of what I've been holding in my head for the last 4 episodes or so of The Walking Dead. Some things that I wanted to share with you, thoughts and ideas, questions also, that maybe you might have the answers to in engaging this show as a fellow Walking Dead fan, and perhaps you can help to enlighten me a little bit. Wait a minute, you know what? I need to take a little break right here. This particular savior right here, the one who's collecting the guns, he's very polite. He's obviously willing to shoot you and kill you, but he's very polite, which is a very nice touch to the mania, don't you think? It's very intriguing. Anyway, what I wanted to do was to talk with you about some of my ideas before the season 6 finale actually airs, and the saviors are in fact a big part of that equation. Now, the reason I wanted to start off with this particular scene is in fact because it is critical to my ideas. Now, the reason why do I say that is because this is the first instance where the saviors are seen in The Walking Dead. So it's the first instance where Negan is mentioned, and the first instance where his people are shown to us. But if you look at what happens in this scene, you guys who've seen this episode, No Way Out, you know what happens in this episode with these guys, with this group right here. So I think many of you are going to know what I'm talking about when I elaborate on this. We see a group of saviors in this particular scene. Strong-looking biker gang, well-armed. They look like they know what they're doing. They look like they've been at this for a long time. They have an idea of intimidating people with their numbers, with their guns, with their attitude. They put on a dramatic show. They posture. But in the end, you see what happens to them, and it makes you wonder, doesn't it, whether or not these guys are as strong and powerful and organized as they're made out to be. Now, I know you guys who read the comic books will probably say they are and then some. But if you're looking at the last few instances of what happens not only in this particular scene, but what happens in several of the other episodes where the saviors are seen, they don't look so tough, do they? Or do they? Are they so tough? Or are they? And this is a question I want to put in your minds, because what you see happen next makes you question that, doesn't it? Especially since it's the first time you see them. And here it is.
You know what? Yes, I am.
Okay, so now they aren't so tough. Are you sure that they're that tough? Are you sure that they're that strong? Are you sure Negan's that tough as a consequence of that? When you see Daryl do this to him? I'm going to roll a few more instances of this because I want you to see what I'm talking about. So let's get to it, shall we? Oh, yeah, that was funny though. That was funny though.
Okay. Looks like you learned. I'll get your guy. You'll go home. He bring us more stuff next week.
Alright, I had to include that scene, but alright, that was funny though. But now, why am I showing you this? I'm showing you this because this is another example of where the saviors are made to look weak, where they're made for you, I believe, to underestimate in the viewing of them being taken by surprise, as you can see right there, for example, being easily overwhelmed, and then having our heroes later on underestimate their position with respect to the saviors, okay, and what's going to happen later on with them. Now, why is this important to the context of what I'm saying? Because if the saviors are this easily defeated,
Look who it is.
then what can we say about their leader Negan as by way of extension? I'm suggesting to you that this is a trick by the writing team at The Walking Dead. I'm suggesting to you that what's happening here is not that the saviors are weak at all, and it's not that the saviors are disorganized at all. It's in fact the opposite, that we are being led to believe that what they are is this ill-effective, less organized, if not disorganized group of people who don't have their stuff together, who are not an effective fighting force, who are not an effective intimidation force. And I believe that the encounters that the family has had with them have led them to be overconfident in their dealings with the saviors. And I think that when we get to the season finale later on today, we are going to see the saviors knock the block of the family off. And I think something really hard is coming here. And I'm not just talking about Negan and Lucille and the possibility that somebody might be killed, whether they're an A character, B character, or C character. I'm talking about overall that the saviors are going to knock the block off of the family, and they're not going to know what hit them. So let's go on with another example of this. Okay, so here now we got the attack they're on the attack. The family is on the attack openly. The stealth and shadow is gone. Somebody has set off the alarm, and now everybody has to fight to the death for their lives. But what are we seeing? Once again, an example after example. I mean, I know the saviors have been taken by surprise in this battle, right? But in this fight, an example after example, we're still being made to underestimate the saviors. And maybe what is happening here is that the family is getting lucky. Is that a valid observation, do you think? Because, again, I'm telling you that I think that this is deliberate. We're giving the family chances to get lucky here and to show them taking these people down when they're supposed to be this big, bad, intimidating force. But look what short shrift our people are making of the saviors. This is a very intriguing thing here to see this happening. And I'm not just talking about this gun battle right here. We're talking about the entire strategic position that the fam has taken against the saviors to this point, which we're going to see another example of in the next episode, where we're dealing with the 3 female saviors who Maggie and Carol have to contend with later on. So let's get to that now, because we've seen enough of how they have beaten the saviors in physical combat. I think there's more than enough of that to show. So I want to see how they best them in psychological and strategic maneuver, which is what Carol and Maggie do with the female saviors in the same boat.
You don't have to do this. You don't have to fight. Your people killed all of my people. Of course we gotta fight.
We didn't want to.
But you did. So tell me why.
Your people ambushed my people on the road. Tried to take everything we had. You were gonna kill them. Well, damn. So now we know what happened to T's group. Those idiots probably put on a big show.
Okay. Fair play. You were just defending yourselves. See, your people killed them on the road, right? Blew them to pieces. So why not stop?
You said they were working for Negan.
What do you think you know about Negan?
He sounded like a maniac. We're scared we have to stop it. Sweetie. We are all Negan.
Now, why is this scene included? I include this scene here from The Same Boat because I think that this is an excellent example of the kind of psychological and strategic maneuver that is present between these two groups of women, Maggie and Carol, and the three female saviors, Paula right there, the cigarette-smoking fat woman, Molly, and I think the other one's name is Michelle, the one who is with Maggie.
Can I have one?
So...
Well, look at you, little bird. I didn't think you approved.
I kind of like Molly, actually. Her attitude is, Anyway, the psychological maneuvers here are also where I think that our family, in this case Carol especially, and Maggie, outmaneuvered the three female saviors in this particular episode, The Same Boat. And I think it was an excellent example of how, once again, the saviors are being made to look weak,
What are you so afraid of?
ineffective, and lacking the strategic acumen that our family has. And I think that, again, is by design.
The world's ours. And we know how to take it.
This is where I say that the family has become a bit too arrogant and perhaps a bit too comfortable.
Everything we need.
Starting right here with what Rick just said. And you can see how he and Michonne are in agreement virtually with one another, that they believe that they can take the saviors with a fair amount, and not just a fair amount, but with a good amount, if not a great amount, of confidence. Once again, I think there is an underestimation of the saviors. Even though preparations are being made, there's an underestimation of just how strong, powerful, and determined the saviors really are. And I think when we're going to see this happen, something very, very bad is going to take place. And the family's not going to like it, and I don't think we, the viewers, are going to like it either. Negan is coming, Lucille is coming, and I think the saviors are going to show you their real colors in the season finale tonight. So, let me ask you, final opinion, what do you think? Do you think my analysis is off, somewhat off, all the way off, or somewhat correct? Have the saviors been underestimated? Have we been deliberately given a bad piece of the action about the saviors in order to mislead us into what's going on?
Cover my watch. You stay.
Or are the saviors the punks that they've been shown to be so far already? Let me know what you think in the comments section below, and we'll see you after the season finale tonight. This is your subspace meditator, Lyle Winstrom, coming down to Earth just for a little while to talk to you about The Walking Dead. Then we're going to be launching back into space for a little while longer. Until then, we'll see you next time.